Hi, my name is Bob from Test Prep Tutorials. This is exam 77-882, Excel 2010 Core. In this video, the modules that we will be talking about are Module 2, Creating Cell Data, by 2-2, Applying AutoFill. And AutoFill has 4 parts. 2-2-1, copying data using AutoFill. 2-2-2, filling a series using AutoFill. 2-2-3, copying or preserving cell formats. And 2-2-4, selecting from a drop-down list. So, let's get started. I have typed my name into a cell. And the first part of the autofill was showing you how to copy information. I will copy my name without using cut, copy, and paste. I will not use Control-C and Control-V. I will not use in the Home tab, the copy and the paste through there. I will copy my name using AutoFill. Now, AutoFill can be copied downwards, upwards, to the left, or to the right. Now, where is this AutoFill? Well, if you take a look at my name, take a look at the 4 corners. Notice that the lower right corner is a little square. So what I'm going to do is to put my mouse, which is a white plus sign, on that square. My mouse turns into a little black plus sign, otherwise known as the fill handle. Now I can click and hold this fill handle and come down and release to fill a series of cells with copied data. Let me click back on my name, put my mouse on the fill handle, click and drag this to the right. Again, my name is copied. Let me click on my name, put my mouse in the lower right corner to view the fill handle, drag it upwards. This is wonderful. Let me click on my name once more, put my mouse in the lower right corner. Be sure you get it on the fill handle. Be sure you get the black plus sign showing. If you have a white plus sign, it will not work. If you actually see this icon, this is the move icon, this will not work either. It has to be perfectly on that little black plus sign. Also notice there's this box showing up right here. We'll talk more about this box shortly. But put your mouse on that plus sign. Be sure it's the 4-headed arrow. Click and hold, and now this time I go to the left. So as you can see, I was able to copy my name up and down and left and right through the screen. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and I want to put my name over here on the left edge and hit enter. I want to point out that I cannot use the fill handle on an empty cell. This cell is empty, so putting my mouse here on the fill handle will just copy nothing. So you have to be sure there's something in the cell. I'll click back on my name, put my mouse in the lower right corner. Be sure you get the fill handle, the little black plus sign, drag down. Now, while it's highlighted, I'm going to put my mouse in the lower right corner of the selection, click and hold, and I'll come to the right. And as you can see, I can fill the whole area with my name from one cell. I just typed my name one time, and look how many copies I have by using the fill handle. It's an awesome feature. Let's go to the second sheet tab. In the exam objectives, they told us that we need to learn how to copy data with AutoFill. And the second part was how to fill a series of data. Now, a series of data is something that if I say January, February, March, you know what the next one is, right? The next one is April. That is called a series. You can have a series with months or years and with week names. Let me show you how to do this. I'm going to click back on the first cell underneath month abbreviations, and I'll put Jan. Now, I like to hit enter after I type. Some people do not hit enter. Some people just do a fill right then and there, which you can do. I'll show that to you in a second. But I prefer to hit enter. Then I click back on Jan, put my mouse in the lower right corner, be sure it is the fill handle, drag this down. When I drag this down, I dragged it way beyond 12. I wanted to show you that when it finished from January through December, it started the series over. I don't necessarily have to do this. I just did this to show an example. So I will remove the rest of that information. You can do month names as well. Doesn't have to be abbreviations. And you can start on any month. So I'm going to start on the month of April. And this time I will not hit enter. I'll put my mouse in the lower right corner, drag straight down. And as you can see, my full month names up here. So it's kind of cool. I prefer to hit enter. Whether you do or not, that's up to you. I prefer to hit enter and then go back to that cell. The month and the year, I'm going to go ahead and type in Jan space 2017. Now notice, I typed the abbreviation Jan, space bar, and the 4-digit year 2017. I want you to notice that Microsoft Excel will reformat this cell based upon the entry. Since I typed in Jan space 2017, it will realize that this is a date. And therefore, when I hit enter, it changes it to Jan-17. Because Jan-17 is all right. Put my mouse in the lower right corner, get the fill handle, drag down, and as you can see, it definitely fills the month and the year. The next two are week name or week abbreviation. So I'm going to go ahead and put in Mon here. And I'm going to put Monday here. Because you don't have to do one at a time. You can do them all. So I'll highlight with the white plus sign both Mon and Monday with the white plus sign. The white plus sign usually means I'm selecting a range. So I've selected two cells. Then I put my mouse in the lower right corner, being sure you have the fill handle, and drag downwards. And lo and behold, the column D definitely was filled with abbreviations, and column E was filled with words. Let me go into the next sheet, and let's talk about numbers. This is the outcome that I prefer. I would like to get a list of numbers without typing these numbers over and over. Let me show you how I do it. I will type 1 and hit enter. Click back on the cell. Put your mouse in the lower right corner and drag down. Now when I release, you'll notice it's all ones. Well, I'm thinking, how do I get 1, 2, 3, 4? How do I get a consecutive number? Well, that's what this is all about. This is called the AutoFill options. If you click on that, you'll notice that it did copy cells, but we want to fill the series. So when I click fill series, you notice now it actually filled this area with consecutive numbers. If I want to do non-consecutive numbers, like maybe odd numbers or even numbers, or every 5, I'm going to, first of all, start off by typing the first number. I'll put 0, then hit enter. And I'll put the second number and hit enter. Now, the reason you have to do 2 numbers is you have to tell the computer how you're starting the list and what the interval is. It's every 5. Now, I can't start from the 0 and drag down because everything will be 0. I can't start on the 5 and drag down because everything will be 5s. I have to physically select the 0 and the 5. So I put my mouse on the 0 with a white plus sign, click and drag down to the 5. We just learned that a few minutes ago. Now that they're both selected, put your mouse in the lower right corner. Be sure you see your fill handle. Drag down, and this is every 5. 0, 5, 10, 15, and on and on. Awesome. All right, let's go further. I want to show you that this definitely can be done with dates, whether you're doing a consecutive dates or like pay dates or non-consecutive. So if I click in this cell underneath consecutive days and I put 5/1/17 and hit enter, if I click back on 5/1/17, put my mouse on the lower right corner to view the fill handle, drag this down, you will realize that I have all of these dates showing up. I want to point out also that sometimes it doesn't work just as nice. For example, let me come over here to an empty cell. I'm going to type in 9/20/17. Copy this down. It looks okay so far. Let me see if I can copy more. Nope. Now we have an issue. So some of my dates turn into pound signs. And I'm thinking, well, what's wrong with this? Is it because it cannot do a date beyond 10/9? Or is it because I've done too many cells? No, none of those. What it is that the cell's not wide enough to display this properly. So to widen a column, you put your mouse up on the letter F, since this is the column. Just come to the column letter F, put your mouse on the line between the F and the G, and double click. And then you'll realize that these now fill in. Wonderful. All right, let's do one more with dates. And I like to figure out pay dates. So let's say you get paid every 2 weeks. And let's say the first week was May 5th. And your next week was May 19th. So I would like to see a list of paydays. When will I be getting paid? Again, because you're working with 2 cells, you need to select both of them. Put your mouse on May 5th with a white plus sign. Click and hold and come down and release. Put your mouse in the lower right corner on the fill handle. Drag this down, release, and these are paydays. Next sheet. Here I have a sheet where I have the employee ID. I have the employee's name and what department they're in, but I didn't fill all of them out. I'm going to explain why shortly. The rate and their hours. And I only entered the first gross pay and the first bonus. These people here are in the same department as the one above it. Every one of these are sales. Every one of these is in marketing, and every one of these is in human resources. So if I click on sales, put my mouse in the lower right corner to view the fill handle, click and drag this down to right above the word marketing, release, notice that they all fill with sales. However, Do y'all notice this wonderful pattern I have of a dark color and a light color and a dark color and a light color? If I click away, they're all dark colors now because the first cell was a dark color. So what I want to do is to fill this information, but I don't want the formatting of this cell to appear all the way down, which is what it did. So when I put my mouse on the autofill options, I'm going to say fill the series without formatting. Click on that, move away, and lo and behold. Let's do it again. Again, I'm going to click on marketing. And the first time I fill it, it's going to fill automatically the word marketing all the way down in white. Put my mouse in the lower right corner. Click and drag this down. Release it. If I click away from it, yes, it's all white. Then come to the autofill options. Click on it and choose fill without formatting. Click away from it and you can see it's beautiful. We have one more left, human resources. Again, this cell is white. So when I put my mouse in the lower right corner on the fill handle and drag this down, when I click away, all of them are white. So we want to be sure we click this and say fill without formatting. Wonderful job. These cells are not incremented by any main increment. For example, 7 minus 1 is 6. So there's 6 between these, where 10 minus 7 is 3, and there's 3 between these. And then 19 minus 10 is 9. And so what I'm saying is I could not just click on this and drag this down, or highlight these two and drag these down. There's no pattern to this. But I notice that these two are perfectly matched with these cells, but these are not. I want to copy the formatting, but not the numbers. So what I do is I click on the first cell with the white mouse, and with the white mouse, click and drag down. So I have these two cells selected. Put your mouse in the lower right corner. Be sure you view the fill handle. Drag this down. When I release, notice that these are not the right numbers. Now it's every 3, right? Or every 6. From 1 to 7 is 6. From 7 to 13. From 13 to 19. These are not the employee IDs. But I'm going to click here and say fill formatting only. And when I release that, now you can see that 1, 7, 10, 19, we are back, and the cells are now formatted properly. This is awesome. I changed the name of it from an autofill to a formula copier. This is a formula. Gross pay is a formula. If I edit the cell, you can see it's taking D6 times E6. It's taking the rate times the hours. I'm going to hit escape. I don't want to type these over and over and over. Instead, I can use the fill handle, the autofill, or the formula copier to fill the rest of these with formulas. Click on the first formula. Put your mouse in the lower right corner. Be sure you see the fill handle. Drag this down. Release it. And lo and behold, this is awesome. Whoops. Looks like I need to click here and say fill without formatting to get my effect back. And let's do the same thing to our bonus. By the way, bonus has an absolute cell here. $D, $3. We just had the video on absolute versus relative. So if I didn't use this, if I did not use the absolute referencing, and I click this cell and drag it down, look what happens to your cells. The Second one has no answer. The third one is value. And from that point on, $23 is what the first person gets paid, but everybody else gets paid a lot of money, thousands. And this is a bonus. They only made this much money in gross pay, but wow. So you can tell something is wrong. I'm going to undo that. Control Z is undo. I'm going to edit the cell by double clicking on it. And I'm going to change that D3 back into an absolute by hitting the F4 function key. Now I'm going to hit enter. Click on the 2376. Put my mouse in the lower right corner to view the fill handle and drag down. And lo and behold, your bonuses are perfect. So you have learned a lot about the fill handle. You've learned a lot about AutoFill using the fill handle. I want to point out there are more things you can do with AutoFill. I recommend going to YouTube and typing Excel 2010 AutoFill and see all the other things you can do. For the exam, this is what you need to know. You need to know how to copy a set of words, as we have done here, how to copy a series, whether it be months and years, or week names. You need to learn also how to do the consecutive numbers as well as non-consecutive numbers, or consecutive dates and non-consecutive dates, and basically learn how to fill out a spreadsheet quicker using the formula copier, as we have just learned. The last part of the objective of this video is to learn how to pick from a list. To pick from a list, you'll need to have some sort of list. Let's say again that these people are from sales. I'll go ahead and type in sales, hit enter. I'll type this one's from marketing. Let's say this is from IT, human resource. And now this next few here are going to be from one of these departments I've already entered. There's no need to retype these once you've entered them. All you have to do is click on the next cell, being sure it's a blank cell. Right click and choose pick from drop down list. And then choose what you want. So this one should be marketing. Right click, pick from list. Maybe this one should be human resource. Click on the blank cell, right click, pick from list. We'll make this one sales. Click on the next blank one, right click, pick from list, and choose IT. You can fill the rest of these without having to type at all. That is an awesome thing. Take care. See you in the next video.